If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.
It's KFI AM 640, and you're listening to The Conway Show on demand on the iHeartRadio app. Americans could run out of bananas.
Americans eat more bananas than any other fresh fruit per capita.
I didn't know that. Were you guys aware of that? Do we eat more bananas than any other fruit? It sort of makes sense, I guess.
So?
Yeah.
I thought it was apples.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Really? Well, you're both wrong.
Who eats apples in the morning?
Nobody.
I have.
And
You have?
That just
I
seems like a
do.
snack that everyone has, though.
When's the last time you had an apple? Steffish.
What's that?
When's the last time you had an apple?
Oh, probably like in May.
He just ate 3 cups of noodles back to back to back.
No way. Really?
Way. And
You're-
he did like
The apple flavored
a Maruchan couple noodles taster test.
cup noodles?
Wait, you had the full cup of noodles?
Cup noodles.
Cup noodles?
Yeah.
Cup noodles?
Yeah.
You
I
had
did-
3 of those?
Well, today I had 2. Yeah.
The ones from in here?
Yeah.
Aren't those smaller than like the regular ones we're
Yeah.
used to?
No, I think they're the regular size, but she means she's trying to make me look worse. But I only had 2.5.
I don't need to
not
make
much
you
help.
look worse. You had 3 cups
No.
of the
Okay.
broth.
Okay.
You had
Wow.
3
Hold
cups
on,
of
hold
the
on.
broth.
What's going on in there?
Fake
No, he
news.
did. It's not fake news.
I had
Fake news.
I had a march on my own, and then
What is that?
It's the
Different
same.
brand.
It's like a
Oh,
yeah.
I
It's
see,
a,
okay.
yeah. It's a, yeah.
Yeah, I've been out of that game for a while.
Yeah. So I had that, and then she smelled it, and she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna have one." So she had one, and then she's like, "Oh, I like the noodles. I don't like the broth." I'm like, "All right, hand it over." So she saved the broth for me, and then I had another one, and then I added it to my broth. So that's like technically 2.5.
Wait a minute. I'm dazed. So she ate all the noodles out of it,
Yep.
and you took the broth and drank it?
No, no. I mean, I put it in my second one.
So if she was eating cereal, would you take the milk?
Oh.
I just took a chance. I was like, she doesn't get around, so.
Listen, I used
She doesn't
Wow.
she
Very
doesn't get
complimentary
around.
of him. She doesn't get around.
Oh, that's great. How do you know? You know, when
We
she's out of work?
We actually talked about it.
Yeah, we did.
Oh,
There was
really?
a questionnaire before he took the broth.
I said I like the noodles. I just don't like the broth. It's got too much sodium in
Yeah.
it.
Well,
Yeah.
do you
And
get around?
He said, "Oh, I'll take it." And I said, he goes, and then we had the discussion. And I said, "Well, I'm just picking the noodles out with a fork. I'm not even really touching the broth." And he goes, "I trust you. You don't get around."
Wow, what a compliment. And an insult, I guess.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, kind of.
But, Bellio, without telling us how old you are, what's your history with cup noodles? And I'm going to go with, like, driver's license. I'm going to go with cup of noodles. What's your history? How long have you had them?
Well, to
Over
be
4
honest,
decades?
maybe.
Easily.
But I like Top Ramen normally.
Okay.
I normally would not eat cup
Whatever
noodles.
whatever the brand name is. Noodles with that really salty liquid.
Ramen
Yeah.
noodles.
You've had it for over 40 years.
Probably, yeah.
Okay. With husbands, boyfriends, friends you went to college with, whatever.
Yeah.
This has got to be the first time somebody offered to drink your juice.
It's absolutely the first time.
I'll take your juice.
It's got to be.
Good for her.
And it might be the last time.
Yeah, it's probably the last. No, I actually, if I offered it to him
It
tomorrow,
depends, yeah.
he would take it.
Because, you know why?
Why?
Because you don't get around.
Because I do not get around. That's right.
That's crazy, man. I did walk by the studio and I heard a big bang. And I looked in, and it was a shoelace flying through the room. Somebody had too much salt and broke a shoelace.
That was Foosh.
That was Foosh?
That was Foosh.
Hey, pop the lace.
Yeah, he was.
Man,
Yeah.
oh, man. All right, we got to go back to this because we always do with Stefouche. How many of those can you knock off?
Oof.
The cup of noodles. Can you go 6?
Yeah, I could probably have at least another 4 or 5.
Those are good.
They're
I'd
really
have
good.
to look into it, but I actually have heard recently that they've cut down dramatically on the salt that they put in it.
Oh, is that right?
That's
Yeah.
what I've heard,
Yeah. What, it's just now it's just a pound?
Essentially.
It did seem, my noodles were less salty this time. Yeah.
Yeah, but that is a really good treat when you eat those really hot noodles initially with that really salty liquid.
Well, and because it's getting colder, I'm like, oh, that just sounds so good, like a hot thing of,
He did a
broth and noodles.
comparison yesterday. Wasn't
Yeah.
it yesterday? He compared the
Yep.
cup noodles to the Maruchan and which one had the better broth.
Yep,
Where is it getting colder? What does that mean?
getting cooler.
It's a cool weather food.
Oh, I see. Right. All right.
Yeah.
But it is going to 95, so you might have to cut back on cup of noodles this weekend.
Oh yeah, I know it's gonna.
Yeah, we're going back to the heat. Back to the heat.
back to ice cream.
But I'm surprised that Bellio is into the cup noodles. That doesn't
That
seem.
surprised
Normally,
me
I'm not
too.
either, but he just made those noodles sound so
See-
good. Do you know they have over 1,100 grams of sodium?
Yeah. Well,
Milligrams.
no S.
I mean milligrams. I don't have my
Whoa.
glasses.
No kidding. Really? There's salt in that?
No, but I didn't realize.
1,100. I mean, that's 11 teaspoons or tablespoons. Wow. That's a lot. Yeah. But they are good, man. Those hot noodles, especially when it's really, really hot. Piping hot.
My favorite was she finished it and she goes, I heard that the noodles in this cup of noodles is not that good for you. I'm like, why do you think it's so delicious? Why do you think everyone goes to McDonald's?
Right. And why do you think it's 9 cents for a box of those things? There's nothing in it. But
They
those
said they dropped the salt amount from about 15 to 20% a couple of years ago.
All right. And would you get them down here in the commissary?
It's in our snack drawer.
Yeah,
Oh, it's a snack drawer.
Yeah, it's in the bottom one.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I didn't know either. That's why I got shocked and I got so stoked about
They're
it.
going
The last
down
I
quick.
just saw it. I didn't know that. I'll take one then. Yeah.
That drawer is
this is
emptying
great.
fast.
I got chicken or chicken.
Michelle's hearing this and she's going to be like, oh, boy.
All right. So there's a Marchand and then the cup noodles.
Cup
Oh,
noodles.
there's
yeah.
both kinds in there?
What's better?
I prefer Maruchan.
All right. I'm going to go with that.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna bust this open. I gotta eat these things. I know it's not good
You
for
do
you.
it dry?
but
What are you doing?
Screw it. No, I'm gonna pour the
We
liquid.
got the boiling water in the break room.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the boiling water.
Yep.
And then
He's telling you how to make cup noodles.
Well, I thought he was going to eat them.
I'm gonna give you
Not
the
supposed to
liquid.
say anything. That would have been fantastic.
And then because I don't get around either, you're gonna eat my liquid. How about that? All right.
Oh, my.
Didn't come out right.
You're
We're-
going to eat his juice?
yeah, you're gonna drink my juice, whether you like it or not. All right. Well,
Everybody
again,
groaned.
didn't come out again. Didn't come out right. Didn't come out right. But you're gonna eat it.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
My reunion's coming up.
From Birmingham?
Yeah.
Woo!
40th.
Oh!
Oh, not so loud.
Sorry,
God
everyone.
almighty.
That was. I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I don't know if I want to go though. I don't know.
Oh, you have to. You're a movie star.
No, I love all the people I went to school with. I don't know what to say to anybody.
The ones you care
Ding
about, you
dong.
already still see, right?
Yeah.
Is that how that goes?
But I'd like to see the other people I haven't seen in a while.
Did
Right?
you go to your, was it 30th or which was the last one? you went?
Yeah, I didn't go to the 20th because I was out of town. I lived in Canada at the time. And I don't think I went to the 30th either. No, I did. I went to the 30 or 35th. I remember going to one.
Now, all your buddies that you're still friends with, are they going?
Yeah. They
you,
all
you have to
they
go.
all drank and they wrestle. They wrestle. They wrestle.
You have to go. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I don't know if
You
I
get
can
a picture.
I don't know if I can wrestle though, right?
Well, you and Crozier and Stefouche can practice and get you.
I remember
Yeah.
there was about 8 of us that I've known since either 3rd grade or 7th grade. And we were wrestling. I had a wedding, and I remember Nancy Tampkin saying to another wife, one of the other wives said, "Hey, how come these guys every time there's a big wedding they get drunk and they tackle each other and wrestle?" And Nancy goes, because they don't know how to communicate. And she nailed us.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Just a little, cut off. Cut off lows, right? We're just we just shut down, right? Guys do that as you get older.
Yeah.
Just shut down, right? Ding dong. And my dad did that, right? I remember I told the story on the air, but I was at home one day. And I remember I was home, sick or got kicked out of school or whatever. And my mom, who was going out to do errands, said to my dad, "Hey, can you take Jamie's lunch to him? He forgot his lunch," which is my second youngest brother. And my dad said, "Yeah, sure." And I remember my dad getting in the car with my dad, and he gets in the car, he starts up, and I said, "Dad, you don't know what school you're going to do." And he says, "I have no idea."
That's so great.
And he says, "Where does your brother go?" And I said, "He goes to Portola. It's in Tarzana. I'll show you how to get there." He goes, "Oh, I know where it is." He goes, "Wait a minute." He goes, "Jamie's in Portola already?" I said, "Yeah, Dad, this is his second year. He only has 1 year left, and then he's going to go to Birmingham." He goes, "Wow, that's kind of nice. That's kind of, look at him."
Look at him.
My dad couldn't tell you any of our teachers. He could probably tell you one or two of my friends' names. Oh, that's not true. He would nail Robbie Fox, Matt McDaniel, Mike Hennessy. Oh, Crouch. He would nail Crouch. I think it'd be a tough time with the other chaps. No, he could nail Joe. I'd say about 5 or 6 friends that my dad knew. Yeah, that was a touchdown, walk-off homer for my dad. Right? But, man, you put my dad into a car and say, "Hey, can you, take Corey's lunch to him?" He's like, "What?" I don't know where that kid goes to school.
Who?
But he wasn't the only dad like that. I had a couple of friends whose dads had no idea what they did during the day. Right?
Yeah, I think that was prevalent.
I bet your dad. Did your dad know where you went to school and your teachers?
We
and
lived right across the street from the school,
so
he figured it out pretty quick.
Right.
No, he did, because my mother was the one that went to all the parent-teacher conferences, and so no, he couldn't name.
I remember my dad wasn't big on back to school night and stuff like that, because I wasn't big on it either. Because that's when I always got the talking to.
Why?
Like, oh, he sits here and he annoys that kid and that kid and that. He always leaves his sweater here. And then,
were you always in trouble?
No, but I just found my way into predicaments.
You found your way.
Yeah.
Whoops, look where I am.
But I remember.
How did this happen?
I remember in 5th grade, either 4th or 5th grade, we were going to have somebody come into the auditorium to teach all the boys. The girls didn't have to go. All the boys had to go. And it was going to be the birds and the bees conversation in 4th grade in the auditorium. And I remember my mom didn't want to go for obvious reasons, right? And I dragged my dad to this thing. And man, was he embarrassed.
Yeah.
Sitting there talking to, 4th graders about their wieners.
Yikes.
Oh, the worst. And then just he sits there. He's got his hat on. He's like, "Oh, man, what am I doing?" So my dad, on the way home, had to talk with me. He said, "Hey," he says, "if you get anybody pregnant, I've made a couple bucks. I'll help you out."
That was the talk.
That was a wrap.
Wow.
That was it. No, he didn't say that. That would have been great, though. Yeah, I made a couple bucks. Do whatever you want. Take care of that.
All right. Thanks.
But did you guys have that in school? Where you went to the auditorium and they showed a film strip and
not in the auditorium, no.
Talked to you about
just in the classroom.
In the classroom?
I believe so.
We had to do it in the whole school.
Why? That's weird.
There were 5 4th grade classes, and they all went to the auditorium at night. Remember how sort of weird but cool it was to go to school at night?
It was so weird.
Yeah.
I always remembered it like, this is so odd.
Yeah, like the back to school, PTA, all that stuff. And it was kind of a cool vibe. The moon's out and you see the playground that you can't see anything, at night. All the lights are on. There was a cool vibe about it.
Or
But-
you'd see like whenever I saw teachers like out of their element or like in different clothes and stuff, it was so weird. I remember seeing a teacher in the teacher's lounge smoking. And
Really?
it was like scandalous. Did you see Mr. Foley was smoking? I can't believe he was smoking. It's because they weren't real to you because they were this authoritative figure, and so
Yeah, no, I know. There was that was wild, man.
You know, when I went, because I went to LAUSD in like the beginning of my elementary school career. And it was back at a time where the teachers had their students over to their homes and we would do
What?
stuff with them. Yeah.
what?
Like I remember one time, and I totally remember her name, Mrs. Vostry. We went over to her place. We played tennis. And then we had like a potluck dinner. It wasn't just
Really?
her, it was a couple of other teachers also. But I mean, we went to their home and we did stuff.
No way.
Yeah.
Lots
Crazy,
of tennis.
right?
Lots of
Yeah.
tennis.
Lots of tennis.
Lots of tennis. That's weird, man. I don't think I ever was invited to any of my teachers' homes.
Yeah, and another time they we had
Like, you imagine
food-
that nowadays, Angel? Like, you know,
no
like,
way.
your 7-year-old is invited to your teacher's house with a couple other friends. You'd be like, what?
Nope.
The hell out of here.
Yeah.
That's how far did they live from you?
If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.
They lived pretty close to the school, so not too far away. I think one of them lived like over in the Los Feliz area.
Wow.
And we were, over in Hollywood a little more, but just east of the school.
Did you
maybe
have
a few
paper
miles.
drives when you were a kid?
Paper drives.
You could
What
collect
is
all the
that?
newspaper and stack them up out around the school, and whoever got the most paper got like pizza for the day or something.
Oh, I think like in like sixth grade. We
Yeah.
did that. Yeah.
Ding dong. We had a big, huge. We loved that. I love that paper drive. Because we used to go collect them off on early Sunday morning. We just go around the neighborhood and collect their Sunday Times. Right?
They won't miss that.
Yeah, right. They didn't. We never got caught doing it, but we just collected, people's newspapers. Like, wow, look, we got 100 Sunday's Times. Like, where'd you get that? We just bought them. Or you go to the machine and put a quarter in and take 10.
Take all of them.
Yeah, I've done
Yeah.
I used to do that as a kid. I'd, put a coin in and then take all the papers and then go sell the papers.
Oh, that's great. See, you're an entrepreneur.
That's right.
But you also remember, like, the kids today won't remember this, but you remember always checking the coin slot in a payphone?
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like,
You
if there's
couldn't
10 of them in a
pass
row,
one.
bing, ding, ding,
Yeah,
ding,
yeah.
ding. Yeah.
Yep.
You found a quarter, you're like, what? Yes.
It was like a slot machine.
That's right. That's great.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
It's Conway Show. Mark Thompson is here.
Yeah, I am.
I was, I didn't know that we had, I wouldn't say mutual friend. We've had Jake Johansson on the show years and years ago, and he's one of my favorite comics, but I didn't know you were friends with him.
Oh, yeah, for many years. I go back to the Bay Area. That's where we first met in San Francisco.
He's one of the funniest guys ever.
I agree completely. I think he's literally one of the funniest minds of his generation.
He has a run about yard sales that I still repeat
I agree.
on the show. He said he was having a yard sale, and he put all that stuff out in the morning, and strangers come by, and one guy picks up a lamp and says, hey, this lamp doesn't have a shade. And Jake says, yeah, well, it's a $70 lamp, and the reason it's a quarter is because it doesn't have a shade. And he goes, we want 25 cents for it. He goes, well, it doesn't have a shade. And he says, yeah, well, I'm explaining to you that I paid 70, but I'm willing to give it to you for 25 cents because the shade is missing. And he says, well, I got to then buy a shade for it. And Jake said, at that point, my instincts were to tie him up and burn him to a stake right there at the garage sale. But I didn't do that because I know in my history with garage sales, if you start burning neighbors at a stake, it cuts down on foot traffic. I mean, I don't do it justice. I mean, it's something like that.
He does a whole run. He
it's
does
so
a whole
great.
run on the garage sale and how you essentially have marked down everything to be purchased with whatever, and then people are still sitting there like it's a negotiation. And I think he does the thing about a leather jacket. Some guy, like, he said, the leather jacket's $5.
Right.
Okay. And the guy goes, I'll give you $1 for it. And and it was one of those, sir, I'd rather set this on fire right now than sell it to you for $1.
That's great.
I mean, $5. It's true though. And I've got all this stuff that I'm looking to get rid of. It's hard. Just organizing it.
I'm in the middle of doing that myself. And I think everybody is, because I took stuff to the Goodwill the other day, and the Goodwill, when I was younger, used to be so happy that you came by. They're like, oh my God, we'll take this for sure. Are you sure you want to get rid of this?
Not like that
I
anymore.
love that. Now, I was told by this one in Burbank that they start collecting donations at 1:30. So I showed up at 1:25 and sat in the car for 2 minutes. So it's 1:27. And I said, hey, can I donate some stuff? He's like, we don't open at 1:30. And I said, well,
rules are rules.
By the time I walk back to my car, it's going to be 1:28. By the time I get the stuff out of the car, it might be 1:29. I might just be at the finishing line here at 1:30. So I bring the stuff, and I said, where can I put it? He goes, what is it? I go, what? What do you mean, what is it? It's free stuff. It's my free stuff I'm giving to you. I said, it's a TV set. And he says, does the TV set work? I said, well, it was in our kitchen this morning, and I watched the news on it. So, yes, the little TV set does work. We just don't have the room for it anymore. We bought an air fryer. And so he took that. And then I had 2 scooters that my daughter used all the time. And he goes, looks like one of the wheels is rusting on. I'm like, buddy, look, this is not a negotiation. Either you want it or you don't. I'm going to throw this stuff out if you don't want it, right? But man, they make you feel like they're doing you a favor.
Well, they make you feel as though, and I've had the same thing happen where they talk about the vintage of your TV and it doesn't have a Fire Stick thing or whatever. It's like, oh, wow, seriously? It's a 70-inch screen. It's somebody's going to make somebody very happy.
Right.
And there are other things like that. They make you feel a little bit like everything has to be in pristine condition. Like that was the thing with your daughter's scooter. Well, there's a little rust on it. Yeah, well, it is used. That's why I'm here with it.
I called the Salvation Army, and we had a bunch of furniture to give away. And one of them was a big kitchen table. It was a nice wooden table that maybe we spent, I don't know, $400 or $500 when we bought it. We had it for 10 years. And we ate breakfast, lunch, and dinner on that table. And I had breakfast on that table before they came that afternoon. I pulled it outside, and they came to pick it up. And the guy says, there's a big chip out of one of those legs. And I said, well, I've eaten breakfast, lunch, and dinner on that table for 10 years. I never even noticed it. And I had breakfast on that table this morning. And now it's not good enough for your crew, huh? And he says, well, we can take everything but this, this, and this. And I said, buddy, look, with all due respect, this is an all or nothing thing.
Oh, you really drove a tough bargain on that.
I said, we're not going to, I'm not going to dance here.
You're not going to let him pick and choose.
No. I said, either you take everything, which includes like an old, mini bike that still worked. You take everything or you take nothing. And he's like, well, I can't take that table. I said, all right, time to, press on.
You stuck to the Conway credo was all or nothing.
You know what? It irritated the hell out of me that table was good enough for my family for 10 years. I never even noticed that chip, and yet, it's got not good enough for, this crew. But it wasn't the Salvation Army. It was, what charity was it?
There's so many of them.
It was the charity that goes around and drops off the bags and says, hey, we'll be in the neighborhood. Put stuff in the.
Those are usually the can bags.
Yeah, right.
Can
the
goods.
can bags. Yeah.
I don't know what.
But they have another faction that does furniture and household goods. But man, they sent. It was like it was like reading me the riot act. Like, you should, that sucks. That sucks. That sucks.
How dare you?
That sucks. Right. Your whole house sucks. I'm surprised you're not driving one.
I had to write
trucks.
you up for trying to pass this crap off on us.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
I wrote an open letter today. Dear King Taco. Today on my way back from Orange County, the Anaheim Convention Center to be exact, I needed King Taco. Buzzed up the 5 freeway, connected to the 710 fairly successfully, and got off the freeway where the 710 crosses the 60 freeway. I believe one of the original locations of King Taco. I couldn't find parking, so
If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.
drove around the block and finally found a space on the street. Locked the car, walked back to the restaurant, and I was floored when I saw the line of people. Maybe 65 deep. So I walked back to the car, depressed out of my mind. By now it's 4:30 and time is becoming an issue. Got to get back to work at least by 5:30. So I opened up my Waze, typed in King Taco, and they said there was another location that I was familiar with, the one on Broadway. Got in the car, drove to the one on Broadway, maybe a 6-minute drive, maybe 10-minute drive. Buzzed into the parking lot, found a parking space right away. Unusual on a Friday afternoon at King Taco. I walked to the front door, realized I left my wallet in the car, went back, grabbed my wallet, opened the front door, and again, shocked by the 25 people in line in front of me. Looked at the time on my phone and said, no way. There's no way I have time to stand in this line. King Taco, you are the in and out of Mexican food. My favorite place for years, and the salsa verde is second to none. However, you need more locations. You need a San Fernando Valley location. Like maybe Burbank? Although maybe it's like living near a casino. I don't know if I could survive living a half mile away from a King Taco. Great food, great service, more locations, possible drive-through and delivery maybe, right? With all of my love. Your biggest fan in the Valley, Conway. I'll wait for your response in the mailroom. Tim Conway Jr., care of KFI, 3400 West Olive, Suite 550, Burbank, California, 91505. That's a wrap.
Wait, I need a siesta after that.
I couldn't believe it, man. Every time I go to these King Tacos, there's 900 people in front of me. Right?
They closed the one out by me.
No way.
Yeah. It had been there for a long time, too.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Man, oh, man. Wait, during COVID?
Just like a month or two ago, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
That's strange, man. That's really odd. Because every time I go to one, there's one in downtown L.A. that's 2 blocks away from another King Taco, and they're always jammed. There's always 50 people in line. You ever go to there, Stefouche, that King Taco?
No, I was just going to say, it's funny that you referenced In-N-Out because I had that experience. I was like, oh, In-N-Out sounds good. And then you see the line, you're like, nope, not worth it. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I always jump in line, but I didn't have time today. No time, man. But I can't believe there's not a single King Taco location in the San Fernando Valley. I don't know if King Taco has noticed, but there's 2 million people live here in the San Fernando Valley. Now, I'm sure they're expanding, and they're expanding in a reasonable way that makes sense on a business level. But man, oh man, I dream about that food. It's weird. I'm like obsessed by it.
Really?
Yeah, I have dreams.
And you just do like straight, like regular tacos?
Yeah, like a carne asada and rice burrito.
Yeah.
And then carne
burrito. Okay.
Yeah, and then carne asada tacos. Here's my order: 3 tacos and 2 burritos with an extra large salsa verde, $24.50. And man, when I get there and there's nobody in line, it's like a walk-off homer.
God, when does that ever happen?
Like once.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Do you never experiment? You never go to any of the other meats?
No. Crozier,
Those
come
piles?
on.
Come
We've
on,
known
man.
each other for a long time.
You're missing out, man.
I'm a taquitos guy. You know what? I did notice that they have chimichangas and flautas. So the last time I went there, I got flautas, which is like a taquito. Yeah. And they're pretty good too, right?
But you're not changing up the meat.
No. I know. I'm not with the, bat's tail and tongues and all that stuff.
Lengua.
Or oxtail. Was it oxtail?
Oxtail.
Yeah, oxtail. No, I mean, Neil Saavedra eats that crap, that oxtail. But
Oxtail's good.
I know, but the ox's tail has spent the entire ox's life about a half inch from the ox's a-hole.
Thank you.
Carla, our news editor, just texted me. She says, wants to know if you know there's a King Taco in Glendale.
Sure, I know exactly where it is. On Broadway.
Pasadena,
yeah, I know. That's one I always go to. Yeah. It's right near the In-N-Out there on Broadway. The one I used to have to go to all the time was the one in Pasadena. That was the closest one. Then they opened one in Glendale. But when they opened in Glendale, I had to give them a couple of months because they had a new grill and it wasn't seasoned yet.
Oh, right.
Yeah, they had to work that in. But there's a beautiful one down near Dodger Stadium that's one of the originals as well. But, man.
I've been to the one in Pasadena and the one that just closed in Ontario. I think it's Ontario as opposed to Upland, but and on Mountain there. And I would go to the one by me in Ontario, like late on a Saturday night or something like that.
It's the best.
Ooh, that's some dangerous times, man. That is some dangerous times.
But they had the guard there.
I almost got the crap kicked out of me one time. Ooh, man.
I went to the one real quick. I know we got to take a break. I went to the one on Pico, and I was driving back from Orange County with my wife, my daughter, and I went to the one on Pico, right near the 110, the 10 freeway, and on the way home from King Taco, Jason Salaka was talking on the phone. I go, yeah, I just went to the King Taco. He goes, which one did you go to? I said, the one on Pico. He goes, dude, it's 10 o'clock at night. You went there with your wife and your daughter?
Yeah.
I said, yeah. And he goes, do you know that last night a guy got murdered right at the payphone right near that King Taco? I'm like,
nice.
Yeah, I even if I knew that, I still would have buzzed in. We're live on KFI AM 640.
If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.